guys, we're on to game 2. No changes in the rosters. Here we are on a Poison Holiday Dark. This mesh was made by... Oh wow, they're using the 2006 edition. Interesting. I mean, this might actually be on Grimm's 2-team map pack, but I believe, I thought we were using the 2007 edition. I'm surprised that that's not the one in the map pack. Oh well, not much changed. So it is what it is. But anyway, in the last game, Tandem Bike winning territories on the snowy desert, the snow throughout your nose. Here on Poison Holiday, Limp kind of has a little home field advantage, being one of the creators of this map, along with Toe Cutter, who is allegedly Universo, and recently Universo was kicked off Bagrada Hilaris. So we'll have to see if one of these teams here pick him up, if the Bogans end up picking him up, or if he ends up sitting out the rest of the tournament. Maybe he'll make a substitute opportunity. But focusing on this match here, you have Akira with the Tros, 4 Tandem Bike, 10 Souls, 6 Vetch, 4 Morts for Tandem Bike. Meanwhile, exact same build for Band of the Red Hand. They are going to give Rat King the Tro. Let's see, who do they got here? Slate and LSO are on the Fetch, going up against URA and Thal. Meanwhile, Verminex and Limp on the Morts. Killer King, Shadow, Gamer on the Morts. Oh, no, you got Foss on the Morts instead of Limp. And it's capture the flag, so we'll have to see how this goes. This could end in a tie. There is no tiebreakers in qualifying rounds. I mean, even if a team won 3 games in a row, let's say Tandem Bike wins this game, wins the next game, the match does not end. Even though it's 3-0, essentially Tandem Bike won the match. But because it's qualifying rounds, you want to play out all the maps so that each of them can be equally measured across all of the games in the group stage of the tournament as best as they can, even though they're all very different, you know?
Game on.
So, it's gonna kick off here. And it looks like Band of the Red Hand has given up voice chat a little bit, or at least they're typing. And using their using more than one way to communicate. I wouldn't be surprised if they were still on voice comm. And both teams going mid here. Both teams bringing their 3 Tro mid here. We got a wide flank with the Morts and Verminex for Tandem Bike, and I believe Foss will be doing the same in the west. Meanwhile, Souls and a Mort going west and east for Band of the Red Hand. So it's interesting how both these teams going for fairly symmetrical strategies here, and a lot of the action is going to come down to the mid. I'm kind of surprised that the Souls are not mid, because you got the Tros down here and you got the Fetch over here. Those are your favorite targets for the Soulless. So, and it looks like someone triggered the thing by taunting, I think, in the middle of the map. It still makes people crack up, so it's funny stuff. Anyway, we got or Thalander, I should say. He's zapping away birds. I mean, these Fetch are kind of clumped together. They're going to want to spread them out for Tandem Bike, as the spacing for Band of the Red Hand looking much better. And the flank's pretty static. I just want to keep an eye on the action here. So far, Raccoon's taken a little bit more damage on his Tro. But it's a trade for Band of the Red Hand to control the middle. Meanwhile, they've had complete success in the east. Looks like Verminek's unable to stop that push. I mean, the real choke point he had was back over here. And Foss is holding Killer King. No rotations from these Soulless. Limp Soul's just sitting up on the hill here, but it's preventing that western flank of BRH to push. Still, I'm not gonna lie, it's like making me cringe. They're not using the Soulless to harass the fetch or to harass the Trout here, because I feel like it can be effective, it can be a distraction. I mean, it is a long game, so you don't want to take damage early, you don't want to get in situations where you're just trading damage early. I do it all the time, because I'm quite a gambler, but when you're using your head here and trying to win, it's not something you want to do. There was a whole fucking fight here in the south that I totally missed. I apologize. But it looks like Verm ended up losing his units. One of the more suiciding against a Mercridia. And despite losing all those units, Bike, they continue to have a percentage advantage. And Band of the Red Hand, unable to commit to a push in the east, they're going to completely abandon it and rotate to the middle of the map. We got a Zerk sent out by Limp, scouting out the area. Meanwhile, some scouts moving over here between Foss and Killer King. And like, I'm pretty sure that Tandem Bike is not using voice comm in this game, and they are barely communicating compared to last game and compared to their opponents this game. It's a total switch up, because last game I remember, you know, you had a tan team chatting away, nothing from the green team. But this game, it's all about the green team's communication here, and it's allowed them to take up more than 50% of the map, albeit they're not winning the BC fight. But they do have a small advantage in Trow health. This Tro, well, no. Disadvantage. This Tro for Akira is like still barely touched at all. And the fetch are just taking their time here. But now you'll see that, you know, the dwarves have finally rotated mid to help pinch these fetch. Still nothing from the Soulless though, and they would be in a pretty good position to aggress on these Tro. But I mean, Verm's gonna go after this soul. He's gonna take advantage of the flag over there, potentially go for his opponent's flag. We'll just have to see. And it is worthy noting, prior to this match, Limp was substituting for the Bogans behaving badly, playing on this map, and had snuck his opponent's CTF flag right from under their noses fairly early on in the game with one Tro. But this game has already gone on a lot longer, a lot more slow pace, and he does not have a Tro in his hands to do the dirty. We'll have to see if he can pull off another victory on this game, map and game type. He played less than an hour later. CRBD wanting to push along here. They finally have some souls in position, but by now Foss has moved his mortar to totally be in range of being able to counter those souls. But RBD is going to go with the push. Some shots going off on LSO's fetch. It's almost going down, but Ura's melee is going to go down. Almost able to penetrate LSO's fetch here. If they targeted the red one, it would be dead. And this Mercridia must have been recalled on a preset because it could have went after that fetch as well. Meanwhile, 2 Tro to 2 Tro. Rat King's Tro getting quite red, and RBD taking some hits from the enemy fetch, losing 2 of their fetch there. They do have an advantage over their enemy's Tro at this point, but it's able to nab another dwarf. Still, RBD kind of in a good position here to push. They able to take out that mortar just in time to really push. I mean, Foss isn't even using his mortar over here at the moment, unfortunately. I mean, RBD does have 2 fetch here. Now, where is... I feel like RBD had 1 more Tro, but I have no idea where it is. No idea. Awareness is quite good today. Anyway, Akira's gonna head off, see if he can sneak out their flag. So essentially, Tannenbike must have won that Tro exchange there, as I can't find another Tro anywhere on the map. Although Rat King still has an even percentage with Akira, so like, where is it? This is ridiculous. Alright. Band of the Red Hand, they're able to defend their flag. Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, it's back mid. And looks like this fight is gonna pull out in Band of the Red Hand's favor. They're able to stone that Tro just in time. Slate should be able to take care of this Mort, but oh, this Mort, if it gets that shot off, oh my god. It goes for the mercs. It does make them go a little bit crazy. So that fetch is going to go down anyway. Actually, very nice. I would have gone for the fetch myself, but that played out very well for Tannenbike. And it looks like they're going to end up winning this skirmish. And they're just cleaning up the ratios at the moment. We got 3 minutes left. We will have to see if this game ends in a tie. It goes in Tannenbike's favor, which, I mean, probability-wise, it seems that way. Shadow's saying the game's not over. I wonder what he sees that I don't right now. As Tannenbike closing in on that flag. And oh, here it is. Killer King. He's moved all around the western part of the map. And Rat King saying try at least. And they definitely, like with the mortar, they definitely have enough to be able to take this flag. We'll just have to see if they can get there in time. Meanwhile, their defense is in quite a bit of trouble. I mean, these souls won't be able to do much, but Foss is in good shape. And Rat King's telling his teammates to hold the flag. Lord Scary Owl, the captain in charge of his team's defense.
Flag contested.
And Killer King's moving right up there. The Souls are finally in range for Tandem Bike. I mean, they're more likely to damage their own team's Tro, though. Meanwhile, Killer King walking right up, gets a shot off, able to do some damage. And Tandem Bike moves in on the flag as well. It looks like Killer King is pulling away with the fight and the micromanagement here. And they might end up capturing South.
1 minute remaining.
And Foss just having trouble with his Mortar Dwarf, and the Solus is not on flag to contest. While it looks like Rat King took out the final enemy, Marcridia, sitting on the flag. So game 2 is going to the band of the Red Hand, folks. The match is now tied up 1-1. Let's go through the statistics of the game real quick. Lord Scary Owl, wow, almost said Lord Scary Arrow, for Christ's sake. Lord Bogan Owl, a total of 5 kills, 7 losses, 28 damage. Rat King, 14 kills, 5 losses, and 75 damage. The best kill to loss ratios in the game and one of the highest damage ratings, along with Slate and Akira. And I guess it's worth noting that, I mean, Slate didn't even have Tro compared to Rat King and Akira. But let's continue here. Slate 13 and 13 with 78 damage. Gamer 13 and 13 with 40 damage. Shadow 3 and 14 with 31 damage. He had a rough game here, but I mean his team able to pull it off, and as you could tell by game chat a little bit earlier, he did not give up on them. You know, he was like, no, we can still win. He was the first one to notice too. I mean, I'm sure Killer King had a good idea of it moving along the west the whole time, but he did not give up on him. And Killer King at the right place, the right time, with 3 kills, 4 losses, 13 damage, helping secure the victory for his team. In rather upset victory, I'd say, because I really felt like Tandem Bike had it here. I didn't even see Killer King's units on the map, and I didn't realize that they were unchecked or unseen by Tandem Bike. Unfortunate for them. But anyway, we got Limp 8 and 9, 37 damage. Remonex 14 and 15, 57 damage. Akira 11 and 6, 77 damage. Ura 7 kills, 16 losses, 63 damage. Fatlander 6 and 8, 37 damage. And Foss 1 kill, 1 loss, and 9 damage. So what happened here? I mean, Killer King's positioning going around the map, apparently not seen by Tandem Bike, played this game into Band of the Red Hand's favor. If he was mid, he could have just been pushed by that Tro, and the Mort could have been picked off by the Souls. It wouldn't have been a good spot for him to be, and you know, fortunately for him, he's moving around on one of the flanks towards his opponent's flag, able to sneak up on them and help secure that win. I think he passed off a unit or two here to Rat King to help him out. Also a good play there. So, you know, team cohesion, thinking outside of the box, you know, just going mid and pushing is rather linear. You don't want to do that too often, especially on a nice widespread map. And third point is team communication. Like I was saying before, they're just lighting up the game chat this game, whereas the first game they're silent. Like, I totally figured they were on voice chat, and either they stopped using it this game or just weren't talking to each other the previous game, or like now they're using voice chat and typing, which is probably better, especially like with 3 European players, if you're all using voice chat, sometimes it's difficult to understand the accents of your teammates, and it's difficult for them to understand your accent as well, even though that is normal to your brain. I remember encountering this all the way back in 2006, 2007, 2008. We were using TeamSpeak, Skype back then to use voice chats, and when when you're working with Euros, I mean, especially if you had a bunch of North American people chatting away, the Euros just ended up staying quiet, and they only understand like half of what you're saying, especially because you're talking too quickly, as I'm doing right now. I'm talking a little bit too much. We need not go any further here. I really thought Tandem Bike had the game here. I mean, honestly, Killer King was in the right position and everything, and him and RK able to secure the victory for the team here, but it's also a failure on Tandem Bike's part to, I mean, Foss's Mortar not able to do much in the battle here, but at the end of the day, you needed a unit contesting that flag, because you didn't know if you were going to lose your home flag or not. And this Solus is literally just out of range of contest. So we're going to watch it disappear, and this game will as well. As the series ties up 1-1, we go into Game 3 next, here at the Winter Series 2018. Hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching.
Team
GG.
eliminated. Game over.